Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Division 1. It is round number 12, and we are here in the Styrian Mountains and for round number 12 of the World Championship. And at the moment, it's an unstoppable machine of the McLaren team. As, gosh, I'm not in the party. Oh, no. 1 minute. Hang on. Oh, dear, that's not a good start, is it? Panic, panic, panic. Right, now I'm in a party. Right, let's start that again, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Austria. Oh, good, it's great to be. I wasn't in a party. That wasn't very good, was it? Yes, we are here tonight in the Styrian Mountains and for the Austrian Grand Prix. 10 turns if you want to count the MotoGP turn 2. Otherwise, it's 9 turns for me. But that's because I haven't got anything better to do with my life than just to complain about simple things like that. But never mind. We are here tonight in Austria. And we've had a weeks-long action, haven't we, in a hyperdrive once again. And we've had some action galore from Division 7 all the way through to Division 1. Excuse me. Yes, it's getting very interesting indeed as we now load up and ready to go there. So about lap 18, 19 of this race, we'll be officially halfway through the World Championship of Hyperdrive Division 1. And I must say, it is still looking very impressive for the McLaren team. Over the course of the week, we have had some very unsettled weather, which is understandable as we are here. We're quite high up here in Austria, and of course it's a beautiful lush green around here. And the reason why it's so lush and green is because of the amount of rainfall we have around here. So that is quite understandable, isn't it? So you can see the clock in the left-hand side that counts down. Let's take a look at the drivers in the constructors standing, shall we, from Division 1. Remember that last week we only had 9 laps completed in Silverstone, albeit, of course, the live broadcast, we did have about 20 odd laps. So I think we finished the race, actually, didn't we? Of course, because of all the shenanigans and all the issues with Codemaster and stuff like that, for the first time in history of Hyperdrive, across all its inceptions, whether that's PBE, whether that's Weekend Night Racing, whether that's ALR, we had half points awarded then. And so that's made our championship look very interesting indeed. So for the first time in 7 seasons, we've had half points awarded because they only had 9 laps on the... Is that rain? No, sorry, it's just my eyes. We only had 9 laps in Silverstone. Of course, you have to complete at least 75% of the Grand Prix distance to get 4 points allocated. And of course, we didn't even get past the 50% mark in Silverstone. Unfortunately, we have rain afoot then, so this is a very action-packed start to the stream then, to the broadcast tonight. And goodness gracious me, I'm behind already on this, and shocking behaviour indeed. Thank you very much, Dylan. Good evening to you as well. Good sir. We got a couple of vacant seats in Division 1 at the moment, haven't we? But rain then afoot then. We've had rain almost in every single session of Hyperdrive this week then. Of course, last night we had rain as well, didn't we? Which really threw a spanner in the works there. Congratulations to Rick Daunton, who was a Division 1 driver, wasn't he? He is now starting to really relish his time in Hyperdrive, and isn't he, with 3 podiums in the last 3 events. So fantastic there from Dalton there. Of course, 2 seconds and then a win last night as well. Good stuff indeed then. Out of the final turn then. So here comes Milan then with another new gamer tag there, as he is now at war. Or at WoW. Murphy out of qualifying, unfortunately. KD, hello, good evening to you, KD, as well. Knowles is retired from the session as well. So we've lost 2 retirements already in this one, and so we're just aiming to lose another 3 slowest cars here. Here's Milan then, who is quite a quick specimen of a man then, isn't he, as he comes up into turn 3, accelerates away. This is going to be last man across the line then, so very, of course, the wetter the track gets, the slower you're going to be then, so you've really got to be on it right from the get-go here. Milan's teammate is just in front of him now, that's Cartboy. So is Cartboy going to get out the win? And Cartboy is an experienced campaigner. I think he is the most experienced driver on the grid now, as we're on board with Milan coming into the in section here in Austria. Cardboy is not getting out of his way at the moment, and Cardboy is on an outlap, and look at that then, and Milan is going to be furious, I think, he went wide then, whether that was a distraction from his teammate or not, but that is a major blow here. The track is starting to get saturated already, so Milan has invalidated that time. Then yellow flag is that there's one of the Alpine cars that's gone from the far sector. Blaze has got across the line, he's done a 5, and yes, you see the track is already quite wet then. German is out of qualifying because I think there's a collision in the far turners. Now I think that there's some kind of shenanigans going on, and yes, German I think is out of qualifying as well. We've also lost another car down there as well. Who is it? I'm just taking a look then. It's not Julian then. I'm trying to work out who it is, to be honest. Oh dear. Ferrari have just gone past as well. I'm having a look to see who it is. As German's out, I think that's a Mercedes that has gone around the wrong way. Crazy Bill out of qualifying as well, and we have lost, I think, 5 drivers already here. Scotty out of qualifying as well. Goodness gracious me, then they are all tumbling. Then it's like a fruit machine out there at the moment. The DRS has been disabled. It's appalling conditions here in the Styrian Mountains. Said I think all we got to do is just complete your lap, and you should be fine and dandy here because we've lost Murphy, V. Robbie, German, Crazy Bill, Scotty, and Nolte. I think that's 6 drivers actually there. So we've already lost our drives, but remember, you still have to complete a time. That may have saved Milan here, to be honest, because Milan invalidated his first time. We're on board with Sloth, who is in turn 10 now, and goodness gracious me, Chazza then is in 11th position, and yeah, they're coming across the line now. Gosh, there, Andes starting his lap then. Milan is through as well then, so Milan could have been one of the big hitters then. It looks like we're only going to have 14 drivers through at the moment, and Andes just needs to complete a time, and he should be through as well. Now, it might be the end of qualifying here, which has saved my bacon slightly. Saved my bacon slightly because I haven't even got through the championship yet then. We have got KD saying Scotty is out too then. There's Wilson saying 4 crashed out of far and turn, and Knowles and Dan choosing to start last as John Boxtel's retired from the session there. So 4 drivers then out of the far and turn, and we've seen Scotty's wreckage there, didn't he, coming out of the far and turn as well. I think German also dropped it there as well, didn't he? Goodness gracious me. And that was an incredible action pack. Look, there's a wheel on the circuit. I think that's Scotty's wheel then, and Edge across the line goes 13 fastest then, and that is qualifying 1. I think done and dusted that. Out of qualifying, and we've lost 6 drivers in this qualifying 1 session. Nosey in 20th position now, 19th for Scotty, Crazy Bill in 18th position now, Murphy in 17th in the Ferrari, his first drive since Canada a couple of weeks ago. German, the world champion, down in 16th position, and 15th is V. Robbie. Golly gosh, said that was an absolute an incredible start to qualifying, wasn't it? And let me get on with the championship, shall we? So hopefully I've got a bit of a load now, I can put my feet up. So Danger Thomas leads the championship, of course, as I mentioned, for the first time in Hyperdrive history. We had half points awarded last week because of the shenanigans that happened there. Of course, the admins of Farf and Knowlesy took the race back to just before lap 9. And the reason why that was because when the pit stop started is when it went a bit anarchy, because of that, the results are taken from lap 9 then, which means that Julian is the latest Grand Prix winner in Hyperdrive. So fantastic stuff indeed there for Julian, but unfortunately he only gets 12.5 points then, the full shebang of 25. And in the championship then, that means his Andage went very wide then. I thought he went off the circuit. That means that Daniel Thomas leads the championship from Blaze, who is second on 40.5. 40.5 separates the two McLaren teams. Sly Guy is in third. He's not here tonight, unfortunately. Epic in 4th position now. He's now 2 points behind Sly Guy. Troy in 5th, and a mammoth 55 points away from the top 40 moment Troy is. Sally in 6th position. Chaz is 7th. 8th position is Milan. 9th is Crazy Bill with 10th position German. In the drop zone moment, we've got Hayden, who is no longer part of the field, unfortunately. Henry is no longer part of the field either, and Clarkey also in the relegation scrap as well. Well, I think we seem to have a poison chalice when it comes to the Haas team this season. Goodness gracious me, Dave. We've had a lot of drivers so far. My golly gosh. In the Constructors' Championship, the McLaren lead 122 points from the Williams in second. Ferrari in third position. 4th is the Alfa Romeo. Aston Martin 5th, along with Mercedes, both on at 78 points. Then Red Bull 10 points drift the moment. AlphaTauri in 8th position. Alpine in 9th, and Haas are at the moment only on 11 points so far. 34.5 points adrift of Alpine. Then right, as the rain comes down, let me catch up with the comments then, shall we? Goodness me. Right then. Hello, Ayrton. That's a lovely face, Ayrton. Fantastic. Rain decided to stay where it is after yesterday. Yeah, I think that there's been a lot of rain over the course of this week. So actually, now, goodness gracious me, I think the only time we did have a rain affected race was the F2 race, wasn't it? Goodness gosh. We got Gurman saying I didn't expect there to be so little grip there. I think that's the same for the 4 other drivers as well. Goodness gracious me, Epic saying what in the blue hole happened, laugh out loud. This kicked off immediately. V Robbie, rain happened then. KD has said that death happened there. Goodness gracious me, Julian said, great Q1, haha. It was just death, and I hope they retire, and I don't have to sit here for 10 minutes, Epic is saying. Well, everyone's retired apart from Danger Times, but he's the championship leader. He could do whatever he pleases, I suppose. So yeah, we'll just enjoy the lovely sights and sounds of the pit lane here. Good stuff indeed. Then, well, this gives me an opportunity to talk about the week, really, doesn't it? Of course, as I mentioned, then it was a great drive from Dalton, wasn't it? Who's now moved himself right into the top 10 of Division 9, and it's a fantastic stuff indeed. But still, Boxtel, who's driving here tonight, who leads the Division 2 championship by 12 points from V Robbie, who had a bit of a nightmare race yesterday, unfortunately, which was such a shame for V Robbie. Menace Max is still in third position. Swift Ninja, 31 points adrift of the top 3 at the moment, and potentially to get promoted into Division 1. In Division 3, Cowie has now got a nice lead over KD of 29 points then, with KD now down to second and Gamer in third position. Let's go back to this qualifying format then. Knowlesy, Scotty, Crazy Build, Murphy, German and V Robbie out of qualifying. New Potato is 51 points away from the top 3 at the moment now, so it's going to be quite a mammoth effort in the second half of the season if he wants to get promoted into Division 2. In the relegation tournament, then we've got Bradfield on at 12 points and 1 point for the Angry Dutch guy, had -3 unfortunately, and also Grimmy also not is at the bottom of the table at the moment then. Nigel has extended in the championship in Division 4 then, it's got quite a sizable lead now over Adam in second position. Bradfield been promoted up to third, as you mad bro decided, and the rain is coming gone in, and goodness gracious me, almost like my lunch. We got Bradfield's now been promoted up to third. Good stuff indeed. In the drop zone at the moment, we have Albo, McKenty, and Lewis Williams there. 1 point for Albo, 0 points for Williams and McKenty. Division 5 is like this. Gordo, a supreme Grand Prix win. I think that's his first Grand Prix win of his career. 42 points now in front of Starburst, with Florin in third position. He's got an injury, Florin has, hasn't he? And had to retire from the Austrian Grand Prix on Wednesday, unfortunately. Drop zone at the moment is Liam D, -3 to Storm, and Gorilla has not got a point just yet. Division 6 is like this. Dynamo Dan, 6 points in front of Bob, with J-Dog in third position. 12 points separates J-Dog and Paul. He's been a bit on a mission as of late, hasn't he? Good stuff indeed there. Relegation zone is Natty, who's only just joined Division 6 then, so that's a bit harsh, isn't it? With Swan Shanks, who's now out of the minus points, and his now he can start to focus on getting some points on the board. And Gunnar on -6 at the moment. And then in Division 7, we have Ash Tube, who has extended his lead over Bad Payaso, who had a pretty bad Grand Prix on Monday. And Hassel U is in the promotion spots this season, and there's Ginner's appalling lack of luck in the last couple of races or so has meant that he has dropped out, unfortunately. Okay, he's saying that Epic is going to get in trouble for his foul language there. No, shocking behaviour there, Epic. So we've gone from completely almost quite heavy rain to beautiful sunshine now here in Spielberg. Epic says never gets in trouble for his language there. And I never get ads, and I have no clue why. I had an EasyJet ad a minute ago. That's why I don't speak for the first couple of minutes, for the first couple of seconds of the stream now, because I'm waiting for the ad to finish. As we're just watching Epic going up into turn number 3 or 2. It always bothers me every time I commentate around the Austrian Grand Prix. I always moan about the corner numbers around here, but as I said earlier on in the broadcast, earlier on in the programme, that I haven't got much else to do, so I might as well moan about something a bit trivial. Epic then going through turn 4, which is quite very difficult downhill braking. And then we got I admin Division 1 for one day and provided you with the quickest ever Q1. You must love me, Sean. Then probably going to get a restart at some point. Now I've said that. To be honest, I do. To be honest, Wilson, actually, I do quite enjoy qualifying. So I would prefer longer the better, in my opinion. I reckon we should have an hour-long qualifying session like we used to have in old school Formula 1. To be honest, as coming across the line is epic. Give me an hour-long session, 12 laps, 4 tyres, and we'll see who is the fastest in that hour. Good stuff. Let's have 2 qualifying sessions. Actually, let's have a Friday qualifying and a Saturday like they used to have in '95. Sully has gone third fastest there. Blaze is up into second. He is on the medium compound tyres at the moment, as is Milan and Kart Boy as well. That could have been very frosty in the AlphaTauri garage, couldn't it? Really, if Milan didn't get through because of course Kart Boy was just in front of him as well. Then last week's Grand Prix, the newest winner in Division 1, he is now 7th fastest moment, but good 17th. And lovely helmet, by the way, fantastic. And does that remind you of like an old John Lacey helmet? Absolutely beautiful 17. I'm not sure about the the horns kind of thing coming out of it, but yeah, I love that. Fantastic. Got Tiger then, who's just covered up the 3 DRS zones around here, isn't it? Of course, that's the second one. Sloth there, just coming down the very off-cambered turn 4 here. But gets asked if Scotty's had an incident. Unfortunately, he may have had an incident there, as I've let the cat out of the bag there for Scotty, but Scotty has did not confirm. He just kept us on the edge of our seats with a maybe. Oh my goodness me, I thought that Alfa Romeo's off the circuit now. I thought he was going to the scene of the accident. Here is Sloth in 9 and 10 as well. Remember, Michael Schumacher took liberties with... Oh no, and talking of liberties, Sloth has got a liberty, and unfortunately, he's going to have to redo his lap again, unfortunately. Yellow flags in front of us here, then they are backing up. Then remember that we had real problems in the real world of Formula 1 around here, as there was a lot of backing up between 9 and 10, which is not allowed. I'm not sure whether there's anything in the admin notes. Remember, there was a couple of things in the admin notes about entering the pit lane, of course, there, where you have to make sure you keep to the far right-hand side, then to make it a bit more easier for the drivers in front of you to know about it. But Danger Times with a so different alternation to his to his usual helmet. There, he's gone for all blue. That lovely stuff indeed. Coming out of turn 3, going down into turn 4 as well. Of course, the all-time lap record around Spielberg is set by German last season of a 1:03.961. Then it's the all-time fastest lap. The lap record around here before the race. Anyway, all-time lap record is actually set by Milan of a 1:2775 from pole position last season, if I'm not very much mistaken, which I think I am very much mistaken. It's actually Emerson from season 5, as he got one which was 900 seconds quicker, actually. Goodness gracious me, it's so close around here, isn't it? This is the shortest lap time throughout all the season. Across the line, Danger Times goes. He is 4th fastest moment. Boxtel, of course, the championship leader in Division 2. 4 pole position to his name in Division 2. Boxtel, of course, is also a Grand Prix winner as well in Division 1. I'm a big fan of Boxall. I think he's a very good talent indeed. And here's Clarkey. Clarkey, who's going to have to really fly the flag for the Haas team, isn't he, at the moment now? Because Haas have now lost the drive. I think Mercedes have also lost pillars as well, as he has not showed up since Spanish Grand Prix. I can't remember, it was that long ago. Clarkey across the line then and starting off his lap now, but yeah, Mercedes down to 1 driver as well. There's a lot of holes then in Division 1 at the moment. However, they are being filled by a lot of the Division 2 drivers like Boxtel, Tygo, and I think V. Robbie also making his 3rd appearance in Division 1 tonight as well, which is fantastic indeed. And also Murphy returning back as well, then, which I was saying that Milan, the Carbo was the most experienced driver. That's actually going to be put to one side, because Murphy has 108 starts to his name, doesn't he, in Division 1, and again across all guises of hyperdrive, of course. So good stuff indeed. Then is Clark is on a lap at the moment. I should have charged my phone, really, shouldn't I? And I don't actually know where Julian's gone faster on these soft tyres. And this is a blink and you miss it circuit, really, isn't it? This one is such a short, sharp lap around here. Any mistakes and you will be done and dusted then. So very intense indeed. But luckily, we have a lot of action on track then as well. So we may have 3 runs in qualifying 3 if of course drivers have watched their tyres then. And of course, some drivers will probably have more than what they got at the moment now. Excuse me, as Clark, he's gone fast as well. Goodness me, I didn't go silent because of Clark. I got silent because for some reason my sister's moaning at me about something. Anyway, that is not important at the moment. What is important is Troy. In his time here, he's a 10th of a second up in the second time here. Out of the final turn and across the line. Lovely helm, by the way, from Troy. Goodness me, reminds me of the Flash, really, if the Flash there went green. Well, it's in the reverse Flash green. No, he's white, isn't he? I don't know. Oh, my goodness me. But, Troy was almost going to be had a flash in the pan there and almost went into the barrier. Well, I say almost, I think he was well under control, was he? Which is unlike me. And then she's invalidated his time, so he's going to have another bite of the cherry as he comes over the crest of the hill. Sully out on circus rides on the medium compound tires. Remember, if you get into qualifying free, you must start on the tire which you set your fastest time on, whether that's the medium or the soft or the medium. Of course, the hard, you don't seem to get an option of hard tires at the moment. And remember, that rule is going to be eradicated next season as the actual World of Formula 1's got rid of it, and so will we as well. And in hyperdrive, of course, we will also have a new age of the modern Formula 1 cars, which makes it easier to follow. However, over in league racing at the moment, I got to say, I think it's not a problem to follow at all. There's Sully in Sector 2, 007, who's got a license to thrill, but however, he is that is 7,000 seconds slower at the moment, so he needs to put his toe down here in the final two corners. It comes over the crest of the hill, bobbling as well, that Alfa Romeo, flicking it into 9, flicking it into 10 as well. You don't want to go over that sausage curve because you'll be launched into the barrier. I've done that a few times across the line. Sully goes fast there. That's a mammoth final sector. That is incredible stuff indeed. Sloth has gone second fastest at the moment there. And just I say that, we got to Julian, who's now faster still then. Of course, the most recent Grand Prix winner in hyperdrive, and he is, of course, I'm sure that's really broke through the glass scene as well then. So good 17 and Williams are now starting to really challenge of course, the McLaren in there, who've really dominated so far in the in Division 1 world, haven't they? Of course, they are 120 points in front of the Williams at the moment there. But Williams are now 2 drivers that they've won on the this season. Hopefully they will get him, really catapult him up catapult him into maybe some more Grand Prix wins as well. Got real bad indigestion, goodness gracious me. Well, it's my fault. I've indulged in a lot of Haribo today. Because that was meant to be my sweetie snack for when I was watching the old Tottenham and Newcastle United game, but unfortunately I fell asleep. Which is a shame, really, because it seemed to be a bit of a doozy game, and of course, unless you're a Newcastle fan, so I apologise to any Newcastle fans out there. The final turn then for Chazza. He is not a Newcastle fan, but he's close. He's a Borough fan, isn't he? Of course, I'm not sure if, I must admit, I think last time Middlesbrough was relevant in my world, it was probably when they had Stuart Down and Mark Viduka then. I apologise profusely. Chazza, that was a bit below the belt. We've got Boxtal, who's starting his lap. He is on fresh soft tires. Then Julian's in 6 laps on his soft tires. That is going to be a bit worrying then for Julian's doing 6-7 laps there. Don, Mr. Commentator, where was you last Monday? I was trying to play football, which was okay. However, I'm not playing football this Monday because I fell down the stairs on the bus. So and I've really hurt my knee. So there we go. And I think it was actually. I think that was because my legs were like jelly after football. That was the first time I played football in proper anger in like almost 3 years. So that wasn't very good indeed. Then so yeah, I won't be playing football again for a while. But the thing's mainly because of my trip down the stairs, which wasn't a shame then. Chazza wasn't born last time at Burrows relevant from Baguette. Ooh, harsh. My goodness me. So we've got Boxdown out of turn 10. And my goodness me, did you see the precision now out to turn 10? Fantastic. However, on the timing board, it only goes for fastest ever Boxdown, which you might be a bit disappointed by, because I thought that might have been the new fastest out there at the moment. Then, goodness me, yes. Well, I think that Borough didn't they get to the Europa League final one year? I think it was the UEFA Cup back then, wasn't it? Did they get to final? No, Fulham did, didn't they? But did Borough? I think they did, didn't they? Or they had a really good run, didn't they, one year when they had Stuart Downing and all them? Like, goodness gracious me. Kieran B, have Borough ever been relevant? Oh my word, there's a lot of harsh stuff going on. I don't think Chaz has got the stream up. If he has, he might have to mute it in a minute. Goodness me, this is getting a bit it's getting a bit personal out there. Oh, love it. We've got Baguette saying, then I'm a Chelsea girl, so I can't say much. Well, not after yesterday when Brentford steamrolled. I can't believe that. I'm still in shock about it now, though. It's really nice to see Christian Eriksen back as well, though. Very good stuff indeed there. Philadelphia Union, the best team in the world. I think that there's that I'm rubbish with American sports, unfortunately. Is that a Soft's gone fast as out, but like at the exact same time as Julian, which should be the other way around really, because the driver that sets the fastest time first should be first, and then the driver that sets the second fastest time should be second. I think that are they NFL or are they ice hockey? I'm not too sure about that. Maybe they might be even basketball. However, basketball's really dropped out of. Has it dropped out of like one of America's top sports? There, and I don't really know, to be honest. Kieran B is liking that statement there from Epic. At the moment, Epic may have to be a bit concerned about where he is on the leaderboard then, as Troy is taking liberties at turn 1, but he has gone 7 fast at the moment. We're just watching Blaze. He's 3 tenths a second quicker in the second split time. Here is the man who's second in the World Championship, is Blaze at the moment. He has got a Blaze of Glory as well. He's had 3 Grand Prix wins this season. Blaze has a pole position and 6 podiums. Blaze has. However, that is not the story of his season so far. He goes across the line and he goes fast, and that's not the story either. The story is he's had 2 DNFs compared to his teammates' no DNFs so far this season. That is where he is falling down the mountain, and that is where the 40 points separates him and Danger Times. So he cannot afford anything else in terms of the old in terms of DNFs, then, unless his teammate DNFs as well. 40 points is not a lot, is it? So less than 2 Grand Prix wins, but it is it can be crucial later on in this championship campaign. I love that shot. Fantastic, isn't it? Jordy Boxtel is out of qualifying. Got a very slow Alpine car crawling over the crest of the hill of 9 and 10. Tygo is gone at 13th fastest there. Yellow flag for Cartboy, but I think he's starting to stop as well, so Cartboy's going to ignore that for the moment, as we've got grey clouds once again rolling over the circuit, and Denges a second down in the second split time. So let's stay with Tygo for the minute. He's at the top of the hill. I think we're going to have more rain affected in this one then, as MLS Sean then. Also LAFC is better than the Philadelphia Union. Is that Los Angeles? No, wait, I don't know. The Slovis, oh dear, Soft's out qualifying as well here. Goodness, my MLS knowledge is absolutely appalling, really, is there? Ali, does Los Angeles have an actual, like, because I know they have a Galaxy, but have they got another team there now as well? I'm not too sure, to be honest. Goodness gracious me. Out of the final turn, yeah, it was dropped a lot because of woke nonsense. Goodness gracious me. Out of the final turn then, Tiger goes at 10 fast at the moment now. Rain, I'm not sure if rain is forecast again. The checker flag is out this time. Tiger does have a chance for one more shot then, if he can get, if he's got more a bit of fuel in the car. Then I say, then I'll stop talking absolute nonsense in a minute and actually get on with talking some commentary. Out the final turn as well then for Sully, then he is in turn 10 as well, then accelerates away. Yellow flag in sector 2. Sully across the line. He is safe at the moment, and that is definitely going to confirm he's safe, and that's bookended he's safe, and Milan is invalidated this time. He's also got a very dirty AlphaTauri there, so it looks like he's come a cropper. Epic is out of qualifying at the moment, so Epic is going to have to put the Philadelphia Union to one side at the moment, because he needs to find some time here in the Williams car. We got a Haas out there as well. Clarkey looking strong. He is very quick in qualifying, Clark is there, but he needs to focus on race pace. Both the Haas, that car is refusing to turn into 9 now. Clarkey, though, is forcing it, isn't it? He's forcing the issue out of the final turn now. He improves by 1300 a second now. He's very much on the limit of that car, which is great to see, isn't it? But I think he wants a bit more breathing room than that. Then Cartboy in 13 fast. I can't get any harder than that. Epic, did he come across a slow Red Bull then? I think that Red Bull might have just been coming in the pits of Chaz then, and it didn't affect him in the end. And he is through in 6th position. Now Milan just about makes it through as well. Good grief there. Very much touch and go. Tygo, Troy, Cartboy and Chazza all out qualifying. So rain is starting to come down again then. Is it going to stay here for qualifying 3, as we do have a break between qualifying 2 and 3? Goodness gracious me. Kieran B. LAFC's got the best striker is an Arsenal reject then. As of course, as Katie saying, hey, we love Vela then. I thought he was going to be on about the Lord Nicholas Bentner, then, of course, one of the best Arsenal strikers to ever grace the football club, isn't it? Fantastic. Bentner was, wasn't he? Great 7D. Los Angeles Football Club, then, Katie is saying, thank you very much. He's an okay player, Vela is, and just was never good enough for the Premier League then. There's 2 teams in LA for MLS then. Serious Russian saying good evening and good luck then. I'm glad that I knew something about that, because I definitely knew about Galaxy actually, but I didn't know they had another football club indeed. Then, goodness me. Out of qualifying is Chaza in 14th. 13th is Carboy. 12th is Troy and Tygo in 11th position. So those are the drivers out of qualifying. If it's going to be a dry start to the race later on tonight, that is a big if as well, because this rain has been coming and going throughout the whole of the week, and even in this session alone then. But Milan is the only driver to start on the medium compound tyres. That is going to be crucial in our 36-lap Grand Prix coming up then. USA to win the World Cup, Epic is saying then. Best Arsenal striker was Ian, right then. I do it. Me and Serious Russian do agree on a lot of things, but I think it's Bentner is the best striker in Arsenal's history. I must admit, I did like Kanu, actually. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of rain now. Goodness me. That is quite a heavy amount of rain as well, and that is the intermediate tyre set. Remember, the qualifying one was quite curtailed then because of the rain, and we had a one-shot qualifying in essence. Boxtel is thinking about the soft tyres there, and Epic has gone to the whole different spectrum now and gone to the wet, so now he's back onto the slick inters. So Blaze also thinking about it. Oh my goodness me. This is getting very interesting then. Out of the pits now comes Julian, but before he does that, Danger Times has beaten him to the punch, so to speak, then, and he's going first out. He's a championship leader, so he can't come first out then. In at car 97, and I must admit then, Danger Times then, really he's elevated his games this season, honestly, no end, so it's very good to see indeed. He has shown flashes in the past there, but this is very much such a consistent start to this season for Danger Times. He is very much impressive, to say the least. He's in front of the likes of Blaze and Sly Guy and Epic then, which is pretty impressive stuff in of its own right, but Danger Times has been absolutely faboo, hasn't he, this season? Good stuff indeed. Scotty saying Bergkamp and Henri, we've got a bit of an Arsenal chat going on. I absolutely love it. Soft tyres for Geordie Boxtel. I'm not a racing expert, then far from it, but I think that track may be a little too wet there for the non-groove slick tyres. And of course, there's no grooves in there. There's no grooves in the Formula 1 soft tyre and the Formula 1 slick tyres anymore. Is there? Of course, they got rid of those grooves back in 2008, didn't they? Of course, Lewis Thompson was the last driver to win the World Championship with groove tyres. First driver to win the World Championship with groove tyres was actually another McLaren hero in the form of Mika Hakkinen there back in 98. Right, talking to McLaren, we've got Danger Times and the umbrellas are up in the grandstands as Danger Times is going to start us up now. We've got a pole for pole as well coming up as well. Lovely stuff indeed. We've got Owen Sharpie reckons that Henri's going to be the it's one of the legends for Arsenal. He started off as a winger, didn't he? And then Arsene Wenger changed him into a striker. I think that was right, isn't it now? Goodness gracious me. We have got Search Russian. Yeah, Birdie and Henri were class to that. Now, come on, Wright is even in the convo with Bergkamp and Henri. Katie, more appalling conditions there. Hello and go for a, is Kaz saying then. And we also just give us his bits as well then. Of course, if you're new to Twitch, that is nothing untoward. Of course, that is what we get for a hyper train then. It's a hyper train really, but I keep calling it a hyper train, but there we go. But yes, get the old hyper train on the go, which would be absolutely fantastic. So far the votes for pole is Blaze and Sully 2 apiece, and Sully has never been on pole position before, so that'll be great to see. Danger Times one for other. I would love to know who that other person is there. And Milan at the moment there, who's had a bit of a tough qualifying session. Yes, he isn't qualifying free, but he hasn't had a smooth run in at all, has he? Kieran B thinks we're all wrong then, so I'm holding on to my breath and to hear what Kieran B says. I'm holding on to my breath about Danger Times. Right, comes across the line. He's done a 10, a 7 and a star on our way down. Julian can't match that. He's 3/10 of a second slow at the moment to the McLaren driver. Milan is a little bit on the 8 ball, like he's been in the other qualifying session as well. Milan out there, struggling at the moment out there. I'm wondering if the track condition is just going to deteriorate here. Epic is 2/10 second in behind Danger Times moment. Sloth has gone 5th fast, and Clarkey is 6th at the moment. It's good to see a Haas back up there. Can Clarkey keep it going now? He needs to get a good result in the race. Right, as I said, at Haas have only got 11 points so far, which is, I think, the lowest at this stage of Division 1's history. That's the lowest ever, which is absolutely incredible. Remember that Haas have had very much like in real life in 2021. Then it's very much been up and down season. However, it's been a revolving door, to say the least. Said Kieran B is saying that Bettner is the best Arsenal striker. I do not disagree with that whatsoever. He is the best, isn't he? Bettner is the best Denmark, the best Denmark striker to ever grace the football pitch. Blaze going full fastest in the McLaren. What about Danger Times going for another butt cherry? No, he's coming in the pits there. Usually in wet weather conditions, some drivers do fill up slightly more, and they go round for another couple. They go round for 2 or 3 bites. Yellow flag in free is one of, I think it's Milan then, who's just backed off slightly, and then just slightly further behind then, so he should be okay here. And then look how gentle he was on the throttle pedal, then according to the graphics there, he's gone full fast as Andench has said. He's only acquired a measly 21 points. For a man of his talents, he should be a lot harder than that then for Andench, but we'll see how this one progresses. Both Alfa Romeos in the top 10 as well. However, Sully disappointingly starts the default helmet there, so shocking behaviour from Sully. I must admit, well, I think we were talking about minus points in the driver paddock yesterday, weren't we? I can't remember who was top at the end. That I need to go and find out. But I think that if I was ever in charge of the minus points, goodness me, heavens forbid. But if I ever was, I would definitely give minus points for a default helmet. But there we go. Yes, I wouldn't mind anything else. Then of course, pitting and quitting does really get my goat as well. But of course, I think that I'll probably have minus 10 for the default helmet then. Blaze then with the George Russell Hess helmet. It's gone fast then. Look at how close it is there. 400 of a second separates the two McLaren drivers. Once again then, they're really showing their teeth, ain't they, here in this World Championship. And they're very impressive stuff indeed then for the McLaren team. Don't get rid of all these notifications then. Goodness me, I've just looked down and there's all kinds of chat going on at the moment. Fantastic stuff indeed. There's a Kieran Beattie saying closely followed by Gervinho. I really liked Gervinho. I thought he was going to be a class player for Arsenal. He was okay. I mean, he didn't really set the world alight though, did he? The Ivory Coast striker. I was reading something earlier on about Didier Drogba not being overrated, which I was quite surprised by. Of course, I did get my information off TikTok, so take that with a pinch of salt. But he only scored 20 plus goals in one campaign. But to be fair, as a striker, you have to score in the big matches indeed. Then, and of course, in Formula One as well, you have to get the lap time in the most key moments. And is this a key moment to the world champion? If I had in the championship, if I had hindsight, I would probably say maybe. But Boxtel, the final turn as well. Boxtel goes full fast. It's a bit like Milan. I thought he was struggling at the moment. Milan down to 7th, but Boxtel has really shown at some pace there, and has split the two Williams cars, which I don't think they're going to be too impressed by. Epic and Julian down in 3rd and 5th at the moment. Goodness gracious me. We've got the pole result has at an end, but before we go on with that, I need to tell you about what else will I tell you about Milan across the line? He goes, pole position there. That's what I need to tell you about. A fantastic time there for Milan. Clarkey has improved as well to 9th fast at the moment. But the headline is, it is the AlphaTauri of Milan there. He has put me in my place there. Just under half a second improvement there. And he has gone faster than the McLaren team there. And just when you thought Milan is down and out there, he puts in a time which is absolutely spectacular. One thing I do enjoy about Division 1 this season, I do enjoy a lot, but one thing I do enjoy about his Boxtel's gone wide, is how incredible qualifying is there with Milan and Sly Guy, two of the best one-lap qualifiers you'll ever see in any part of the world or any part of the corner of the Formula 1 world. They're absolutely supreme, aren't they? Both drivers are there, and I really did it. I can't remember where it was. Was it... I think it might have been Azerbaijan, where they had an absolute duel of the ages, didn't they, in one-shot qualifying. That was fantastic indeed. Then in qualified, I mean, then we didn't have one-shot qualifying. We didn't have one-shot qualifying in Formula 2. Clarkey invalidated this time, so he's come back into the pits as well. So Milan is fast at the moment as he crawls back into the pits. What about danger times? He's going for now by the cherry. Now then, out of far turn then, as we're just starting a lap now there. Owen Sharp is saying... Emil Reese is there. Is he I'm not sure if I've missed something there. I'm not sure. Is he an Arsenal striker? I'm not sure. Kieran B, Shamak, and maybe Sonogo as well. In 4th as well. Milano Paul means a spin is coming, Sarah Slasher saying, oh my gosh. We just got Danger Thompson, he's a 10th and a half up in the first split time. My goodness me. Look at the spray coming off of those tyres there, though. It is getting a lot wetter out there, isn't it? But however, these drivers are the pinnacle of hyperdrive, so they know exactly how to tackle these weather conditions as well. And I believe that there's still time in the piggy bank for all 10 drivers here. Accelerating out of turn 4 as well. We've got a driver in front of us who was struggling. I think it was one of the Alpine cars. I think it's Sloth, isn't it? Just in front of us. He's on an outlap at the moment. Kieran B, he's in the comments there. Clarkey, oh my goodness, been doing something there, almost spinning on the exit of the curb. We've got Clarkey and Boxtel currently in the pits. Everyone else is out on circuit, and Danger Times there flicking it into 9, flicking it into 10 as well across the oh, he's invalidated. Oh no, Danger Times on the final corner has invalidated there, and he was a couple. wasn't enough for pole position, but I think it was enough for second, wasn't it? I misread the time completely because, oh goodness me, shocking behaviour indeed. And then to the top of the hill, Sully just starting his lap. What about Sloth? Sloth is starting his lap. So I see Williams out there, but I think that it's Julian who is the furthest driver around. He is indeed there. So let's stick with Julian. And of course, he was on... Of course, he won the British Grand Prix, didn't he, last time out there? As I mentioned then before, the first time ever in hyperdrive history we had half points awarded. Of course, Julian didn't get the full shebang of the 25. He only got 12.5 then, so we now got half points now awarded in hyperdrive then, which is going to be, it's interesting on the timing. It's interesting indeed then, isn't it? He was 1,000 of a second away, Sean. Thank you very much, Serious Mushroom. Oh, Julian's invalidated this time as well. Goodness me. And Julian there, look at that. That would have been enough for him. That would have been enough for potentially the fourth position on the grid here for Julian. But that's a major mistake there for the Grand Prix winner in Silverstone. Danger Tom's abandoning his time and come back in. This is going a bit peak tongue for the champion, for the championship leader, I should say. That is not good at all. Sloth is invalidated this time as well. What about the Alfa Romeo behind him of Andenge? Andenge across the line. He is 7th fastest still at the moment. We got Haas who's starting his lap as well. We got Danger Tom's who's out of qualifying. The man who's leading the championship, he's third on the road at the moment, hasn't been able to put a time on the board. Well, he has put a time on the board, but is that going to be enough? And everyone is invalidating their time setters. They're trying to push the envelope here as the rain is now coming down quite precariously now in the final stage. What about Sully Cronin across the line as well? Hasn't improved his time. Blaze may have improved his time here. He's improved there. He's not enough though. I think that's exactly the same time he did before. It was indeed, you know, goodness me, to the 100th. Blaze is trying to push the car as far as he can go then, but it's not enough at the moment. And I'm at the top of the hill, 2800 second off at the moment. Boxtel has improved slightly then. Julian's invalidated again then, so he's going to have to go around again with 3/4 of a minute to go in this qualifying session now. Out of the final turn for Boxtel across the line. He has improved by 81 hundredths of a second and he's edging closer to Epic. He now needs to find another 200ths of a second and around a 63 second course. That is very difficult to do, albeit it's now 70 seconds there with the rain coming out down there. Milan has not improved then, so he's going to have one more go then. It's one more shot then at maybe being of immortality here tonight for Milan. And out of the final turn for Sloth, he's invalidated this time. We've got Andenge retiring from the circuit, so I think he's crashed on the final turn. He has, you know, and that is it for Andenge. He's 7th on the grid. Clark has moved himself into 8th. Good stuff indeed then. Epic, who is in the pit. So Epic also abandons the time. So one of the track is just too wet to improve out there now. 200 a second then for 200 seconds as well for Sully. He now displaces Clarkey and moves himself up into 8th position on the grid there as Blaze is into the pits, and he has done that. Maybe the front row done and dusted. Milan can improve either. Sloth, who's coming down into turn 4. What about Julian? Julian has found time. He's found a 10th of a second. Julian has is he going to pull on to the front row of the grid here? Out of the final turn and clipping up in the grass. He's going to lose momentum. No, it isn't. His pole position there for Julian. Magnificent. Myself indeed there. Boxtel cannot improve, but it's Julian who's on pole position. Milan cannot find anything in the piggy bank at all. It goes across the curb as well, sliding away now, and it's not enough. Julian's on pole position then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff for himself and the Williams team as well, and that is Julian's first pole position of his career. He got a Grand Prix win last time out then, and now he has got his first pole position then to his name as well. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Julian. Really well done then. That is absolutely supreme stuff there for Julian. And once again there, I do really put the kibosh on some drivers, don't I? But fantastic stuff there for Julian, because I'm sure I said that he may not be at the races for this pole position, and that's Williams' 4th pole position of the season as well. So fantastic stuff there for Julian now, because I think Epic's got 3 pole position now, and Julian has added to those pole positions he's now got, and that's given Williams his 4th one indeed. Then fantastic stuff indeed there. I must apologise because I didn't read out who won the pole. That's a shocking behaviour by me. My goodness gracious me. Owen Sharpie has asked, will it be a wet race? Before I answer it, because I don't actually know, I'm hoping someone's going to answer for me. Julian on pole position there by less than a 10th of a second there. Goodness me. Less than half a 10th of a second there. 11 hundredths of a second separates Julian and Milan then. And that is the front row of the grid then. Fantastic stuff indeed there with Milan in second. They've got McLaren all second row here, but the McLaren's consistency is second to none this season. Of course, as I mentioned, 11 podiums in total is fantastic. fantastic, isn't it? There, in a possible 22 numbers. Fantastic as I've indeed done. Epic in 5th position there, Box Talon 6th there, and then 7th, Sully 8th, Clark in 9th, and Sloth is in 10th position as well. And the top 4 are separated by less than a 10th for second. Oh, Supreme. Talking of which, I fancy a chicken supreme as well. Right, let's go on with the race, shall we? Let me, no, before I do so, we've got to talk about the comments, shall we? I must apologise, because I completely forgot about the poll. So, shocking beer indeed. I don't know if it's going to be a wet race, to be honest. It is a wet race there, goodness me, right on cue. That's why I delayed it, because I didn't know. But yeah, that's a lot of rain as well. This is going to be a tough start then to this to this Grand Prix. I absolutely love it. The drivers are not going to, are they? This will be a fight tonight, Sir Smasher was saying then. Scotty said yes, and then I should have read that earlier on, shouldn't I? Goodness me. That's why we vote. That's why we vote over Kieran B is saying that. Thank you very much, Don. Then absolutely brilliant comment indeed. I absolutely love the commentary. Best ever. Thank you very much, Don. I wish I was the best ever, but I'm nowhere near the great Murray Walker and all that kind. But and everyone else who does a fantastic job in hyperdrive as well. I thought I unplugged my microphone there, which wouldn't have been very good either, would it? Katie, and that's pole position. Fantastic indeed. That my vote for her was actually back in Julian as well. Then, so of course Kieran B very much mystic B there, wasn't he? I wasn't sure if Julian was going to be involved in the pole position shootout, but my goodness me, he put me on my place, didn't he? Fantastic indeed. There, he had a Grand Prix win last time out, didn't he? And he had a Grand Prix win last time out, didn't he? So can he get the full shebang of points? Hopefully we'll get more than 9 laps tonight then, won't we though? Because that'll be very good stuff indeed. Let's go for the grid from front to back then. From pole, so let's go from the grid from back to front then. And it is everyone on the wet tyres then, so that is not going to be disputed then. There's puddles all over the show. Soft has been disqualified already. It's Nolsey 20th on the grid. He didn't set a time then. Scotty in 19th position. Unfortunately had a crash at the final turn then. Same with Crazy Bill in 18th position then. Crazy Bill out of sorts then. Murphy with a beautiful helmet design in 17th position. I'm sure that's a traditional one though, isn't it? The champion, German, down in 16th. It's going to be a long race for the champion. V. Robbie in 15th position. Now, 14th position is Chaza. 13th position is Cartboy. 12th is Troy, who's had a supreme start to the season. 11th position is Tygo. Sloth, who's been disqualified in 10th position. Now, hopefully he'll get off. So that means he's going to struggle getting off the start potentially. In 8th position, 9th position is Clarkey. 8th position is Sully. 7th position is Handage. On all Alfa Romeo. Row 4 there. Can Andench get himself? Oh, goodness me, almost contact between himself and Boxall. That would have been a good start. Andench needs to get some points on the board, I feel. Boxall in 6th position there, of course, Division 2 championship leader at the moment, as we are over the halfway distance then. Epic in 5th position. Danger Times, the championship leader for Division 1, is in 4th. Blaze is in 3rd position. Goodness me, he's inside. Third, inside the AlphaTauri. 2nd is Milan then. Julian is on pole position, and for the Austrian Grand Prix. Sloth is not happy with that then, is of course Clarkey's AI. That's not good at all, is it, unfortunately? My gosh, but get in before Robbie and Scotty take each other out. Goodness me. Well, hopefully that's not the case, is it? I must admit, I do love a good accident or two. Really spices things up there. Right then, so it's a wet race here in Austria, and how long is it going to be wet for? I do not know. Remember, we had appalling conditions in the 1998 qualifying session here in Austria, didn't we? Where it was Giancarlo Fisichella taking pole position for the Benetton team, wasn't he, back in that incredible qualifying session. I say it's incredible. Let's go, and it's a terrible start, I think, for Julian there, as he was getting a squirrel on him. Milan has taken the lead already, going into turn 1 there, and yes, he has taken the lead. Look at this, Danger Times in second position. There's contact between Julian and the Danger Times there. It's Danger Times where he was trying to launch an attack into turn 1, too far back, and it was a bit of a clout then, but of course if it's wheel-on-wheel action, it should be all fine and dandy. Both Williamsons there are behind the 8 ball, and here comes up the inside up against. He's going to touch his teammate. He's right on the inside. There's 3 abreast in the turn 3. Goodness me! And look at those lights flashing there. And Blaze there is trying to get on the power end, and I think Epic is alongside him. He is. I know he is alongside. Julian from first, from pole position down into third at the moment. Entry going to turn 4 here, and Epic is trying to get past Blaze and found an almighty scrap. Milan has disappeared. Milan has. Goodness me, Milan, who is on a monstrous first lap here. Sloth and Clark, who collide on the formation lap there, is now at 9th and 10th position on this opening lap at the moment now. Chaz has dropped down 3 positions. Terrible start. Murphy's down 2 positions as well. Scotty is up 6 positions. A monstrous 6 positions as well. Fantastic indeed. That's my favourite word tonight. So coming to the crest to complete lap 1 already. Epic, who's not giving Blaze any room for manoeuvrability here, is it? Oh, the final turn. Milan leads by 1.5 seconds, and obviously setting the fastest up. Then we have the McLaren, then the Williams, then the McLaren, then the Williams. The 2 Williams and the 2 McLarens there. It's a goodness gracious me. 1, 2, 1, 2 there, like the Noah's Ark. Then there's the McLaren and the Williams. See, they're going to be battling the construction as well. However, it is. No, it's Blaze. He's off the circuit. Goodness me, the man who's second the World Championship has had issues already, and now he's now arrived in the sandwich then of the 2 Alfa Romeos. Where's the other Alfa Romeo? Sully just dropped back in one, and Clark is up the inside, past the Sloth as well. My goodness gracious me, one action pack starting. Then Clark has had a squirrel, and that may allow Sloth to get past, and albeit Clark is quite a bullet down the straights here, isn't he? No DRS for the moment here because there's appalling conditions out there. Weathered, and Sloth is off the circuit. Of course, they've already banged wheels, haven't they, in the opening formation lap here? And then it looks like there's a contact there. Troy's going to the back there. There's a problem for Sloth. He is dropping down the order quite rapidly here, and that is Sully who's getting all out of shape there. Goodness gracious me, then he don't want to touch the curbs in these conditions there. Sloth has got some problems there. He is limping, and is he coming into the pits? And of course you have to stay, oh my goodness me, if you're coming to the pits then you have to stay then more to the right hand side of the track then, and he's in the pits now. That's a shame. Milan leads the Grand Prix by 1.5 seconds, and Danger Times in second, then Julian in third, Epic in fourth position at the moment. We have got quite a close battle between Sully and Blaze, Blaze is trying to recover after having a trip on this straight here. Did the aquaplane off then? Is there too much standing water out then for the drivers to contest with? That was a very unusual incident there for Blaze. He's dropped down 4 positions now. Sloth has been the biggest loser of the line then so far, and coming out of turn number 3, and they're all getting squirrely then. You've got to make sure you could control the power input, and these cars got so much torque these days, these Formula 1 cars. On board now with Tygo, who is now in the points as well for the Ferrari team. Ferrari would be happy at that one. They'd be over the moon. We've got 2 super subs tonight for the Ferrari team. Of course, Henry no longer a part of the Ferrari clan, and Sligo unfortunately unable to take part tonight, but hopefully we'll see him back in a week's time in the Hungarian, nope, it's the French Grand Prix, as I am very much out of sync over the calendar these days. So we have swapped a couple of races around. Oh my goodness me, and Soft is now it's Scotty getting past Troy, and Troy's been pinched on the exit, and V Robbie, who of course is second in the championship in Division 2, is now up into a superb 12th position. And Milan setting up fast on the race to extend this gap to another 3 tenths of a second. There's Danger Thomas the second moment, but this is good news for Danger Thomas, I feel, as he'll be happy just to sit there at the moment, won't he? As his championship, closest championship challenge, the Blaze is down in 7th position there. Sligo not here tonight, which means that Epic is his closest challenger, and he is sat on 12 points moment in 4th position. Sully has got a great run out of on Blaze then out of turn 1, then going up into turn 2. He's on the outside here. Is he going to brake much later? No, because Blaze actually brakes later there. Sully there probably wants to get back on the... Oh, that is beautiful. Lovely switch back there. Has he got the momentum? Has he got the slingshot then? I think he has, because look at this, but Blaze is quicker in the straight line then. But look at this, it's an equal match then. There's a dead heat going into turn 4. And Blaze says, go, gonna see the gap is opened up then. Is he going to force him wide then? No, he doesn't. There's a banging wheels, and this is great manoeuvring then between Blaze and Sully here. Sully back up. Oh, I mean, look right, it's the Alfa Romeo. Sully's on the outside. There's contact there between Blaze and Sully, and as Blaze has dropped down to position, he's dropping like a stone here. Clarkey, who is also trying to overtake as well. Clarkey, of course, a 2-time Grand Prix winner in Hyperdrive Division 1, and he is dropped down into 9th position now as Blaze has defended then for all the marbles, albeit as Danger Times has now found 3 tenths of a second on this lap then. So his Milan there so is Milan there just trying to read it in a bit then, because these are difficult conditions here in Spielberg. Clark is now back up into 8th position. Now Blaze is dropping. He needs to control this, doesn't he? There's major problems on that McLaren car at the moment then. Absolutely, goodness gracious me. And Blaze is trying to come back at him now as well. I've just seen a comment then, the Blaze surely has damage as well. I'll get your comments indeed. And locking up the outside front tyre here, and Clark, he's gone wide here, and he's disappeared. Thank goodness, that's Clark. Troy goes in the wall. He is out of the Grand Prix. I'm not sure how to help it under water, but the rain is getting worse here. Sloth is slowed right down in turn 1. The rain is getting really, but look how dark it is there up in the Styrian Mountains here. Goodness gracious me, it's a safety car. Whew. Well, that's wiped out Milan's lead, albeit it went down to 1.3 on the last lap, didn't it? And my goodness gracious me. And I need to sit down, really. Good job I got a spare T-shirt tonight, then. I am not wearing any Formula 1 T-shirts tonight, then, because I do not want to show any... actually, I am wearing a football T-shirt tonight. I'm wearing a football. I am wearing a Formula 1 T-shirt. I'm wearing one that Ayrton and Emerson bought me a couple of years ago. There. Keep calm and watch an F1 or something like that, then. No, sleep F1 repeat or something like that, wasn't it? Lovely T-shirt indeed, then. Anyway, enough about my attire. Let's see what is occurring in this race and who is going... Oh my goodness me, Sully, who was involved in the thick of the action, pit stops for good Blaze then, and I want to see if someone is, I think Hyperdrive mentioned that Blaze has got damage then, and he has got damage. Look at the rain, it's absolutely streaming down, it's coming down horizontally here, as the raindrops is absolutely pouring down here, and yes, Blaze did have damage there, and German also coming out of the pits as well there. Sully, who had a mishap at turn 9, is also in the pits as well then. He's looking for his Alfa Romeo mechanics, and there they are. They're all decked in black here, black and red then, or black and burgundy, going on to the intermediate tyres there for Sully. I must say this is quite far away from intermediate conditions at the moment. I think he's going to struggle. It is too wet out there for intermediate tyres, surely. And he comes out of the pits now. My word there. Right then. We're on lap 6 out of 36 here. We got now 30 laps to go. The rain is getting heavier and heavier out here, and I'm wondering if the safety car may be out for an extended period of time. Whilst, of course, we're just getting rid of Tygo's wreckage at the exit of turn 3. However, the rain is quite heavy at the moment. I'm wondering if the safety car will stay out. I've only ever seen the safety car come out for heavy rain once, which was I think that was on F1 2020 potentially then. But of course, it was horrific rain in the Belgian Grand Prix, ironically, that year. So I'm wondering if the safety car may stay out whilst the rain stays itself. Sully, I'm going to... let's see how Sully does on those intermediate tyres then, but I'll be absolutely surprised if he stays on those. Murphy is coming to the pits in front on some fresh, wet tyres, and that's his experience for you then. Let's see how that works out. Blaze in the pits, and he did have damage, rightfully said there, from Hyperdrive. We've also had German and Sloth in the pits as well. We've seen why Sloth came in the pits there. He had a horrific shunt at turn number 9, and Sully also... I think Sully had a horrific shunt, didn't he? And I think also Sloth had issues earlier on in the race. Right, let me quickly catch up then, shall we? As Baguette saying, oh no, I've read that comment already. Owen Sharp was saying, hi, Baguette. At least we got someone to blame when it eventually happens. Then it's our favourite thing to do. Goodness gracious me! Great race now. Sarah Smashton saying, and that was fantastic, wasn't it? Earlier on in the race, brilliant stuff indeed. Then Sarah saying, got a bit of 4G on holiday. Great battling from what I can see. Then good luck Alpine. Pick for my fantasy, and of course Aston Martin. No way there's intermediate tyres. Sarah Smashton was saying, no way, Sully. He's back in the pits and then going full wet tyres. Yeah, I think I agree with that. As Jeff DeSerre saying, it must be dreaming, and definitely not intermediate weather conditions. No, listeners, look at those. The safety car is back in then, so the wreckage has been cleared up then from Tygo. Unfortunately, the first retirement this race for Tygo, and that's his first DNF of his Division 1 career as well, in his 5th start, so that's unfortunate. Of course, they got no points in Britain now, which is the first time he had no points in Silverstone. And look at how much time Sully's lost then. He's almost half a minute behind then as the safety cars come in then. And the rain is, it's the rain eased off from that camera shot, potentially. So my eyes might be deceiving me. We're going to be back racing in just a jiffy then. And Milan's in the pits. Milan is in the pits, and so Milan has had some issues. Has he damaged his car somewhere? He's in the pits, and he's relinquished the Grand Prix lead. So Milan is in the pits, and there's major problems out for the pole sitter. No, he wasn't the pole sitter, and he's in the pits now. What's happened? He's changing the nose code. Milan has had some issues. Contact there at the back of the field as well. Nose is off the circuit, and I'm not sure what happened there. It is undated off the circuit as well. There's contact, and it's too safe. It's unsafe out there for racing here at the moment. With the rain, it's absolutely heavy. So and Nosey has gone off into the start straight. We have also lost Andens there on the straight up into turn 2 as well. Whilst we was watching Milan, we're down to 18 cars in this Grand Prix. Oh my goodness gracious me! Danger Thomas leads them by a second, and now he's now got a clear track, which is so much better in these weather conditions. Of course, the spray definitely impedes your vision here, does it? Oh, it was that then. Was that contact, or was that just a snap of oversteer there from Crazy Bill? I thought it was more contact than from the car behind, which was the McLaren ablaze here. I'm not sure that. Maybe I'm pointing the finger, which might be harsh. Oh my goodness, golly gosh there. Oh goodness me! And look at this, there's a Crazy Bill and Blaze, and my word then. Of course, even though it's raining, then they're throwing caution to the wind here. Of course, if you're a driver, you don't really want to be on the curbs in this wet weather conditions there, but my word, they're just skilled, aren't they? My goodness me. Nosey, I think, has got a lot of damage there because he's limping at the moment now. We did not see what happened on the start-finish straight, did we? That was horrific stuff indeed. Farfan said, blimey, what a restart then. I'm paraphrasing here. Murphy in the pits as well. Is he caught up in Nosey's incident now? Or an incident nonetheless said, well, we'll find out then. Blaze is trying to get himself back into this race, and of course he was limping earlier on then with damage in the McLaren. He did go off, didn't he, in the this runner-up into turn 3 on the opening couple of laps. Look at the front tire and under-rotating as it almost locked up there for Blaze as he is struggling to throw the car down. Katie's saying drama everywhere. Goodness me, but he's got the popcorn out there. Serious Russian, the game probably picked them. Then Jeff saying Jeff's amazing strategy ideas. That of course Jeff has no end of strategy ideas, doesn't it? Murphy and Nosey in the pit side, and the rain is the sky looks to be a bit clearer though, doesn't it? Scotty, my goodness me. He was, I think, what's the 18th on the grid, or 19th at the start of this race then. And my God, gosh, then, and now a 3-second penalty for Scotty then. Now it's the commentator's curse. I apologise profusely to Scotty. But I was going to say then that he's been having an absolutely brilliant start, and the Haas team are doing well as well. Remember, only 11 points have been accumulated so far this season. However, Clarkey is scored all but one of those points on his own so far with 5th position there. Good stuff indeed there. Gap at the front is now less than 3 tenths a second there, because we've now got Julian, who is really finding his feet. Then Clark has got a 3-second penalty as well. Once again, the commentator's curse continues, so I'm going to start to not say anything. Oh gosh. Only a quarter of the way through the race then, as Rushford said then, goodness me, I'm going to be earning my Milky Way tonight, I think. Danger Times then, who I'm wondering if he's struggling to get these tyres in the operating window here in these conditions tonight then. So we're on lap 10 out of 36 then. I'm wondering if the rain is going to ease off and towards the end of this Grand Prix potentially then. But it was very dark, wasn't it, just a lap or two ago under the safety car, where it is now lightened up quite considerably to what it was about 2 laps ago. So that is interesting. The other thing I'm going to find interesting here, and then just left the session, he's going to be absolutely furious at that, and then just that's such a shame. He was looking strong indeed, and that's his 6th DNF in 12 starts at 50% DNF rate for Andenja. Once again, we've mentioned that he's been very unlucky this season, and he is going to be disappointed indeed. I'm wondering now, what is the Williams team going to do here? Are they going to they are 122 points away from the McLaren team and the constructors as it stands at the moment, so are they going to do a switcheroo here and see if Epic can go, see if Epic can get past that? Blaze at the fast side of the race, and that's going to probably ring a lot of alarm bells. Remember that the drivers do see the fastest laps flash up, don't they? So that is definitely going to be, it's definitely going to see what Epic and Julian does then. I think that at the moment though, Julian is quicker at certain stations of the circuit compared to Danger Times, but I think that he's only quick on the parts of the circuit where he cannot overtake. And I'm wondering if the Williams team might swap the drivers around here and let Epic have a go then. I doubt they will, of course, because it's very early on in the championship as well, and Julian, and who's only just got his first win then, is probably going to be hungry for more, I would say then, and he is in second position, but Julian is really starting to find his feet in this Grand Prix moment. And Jeff the Slayer, who's just said that he reckons it's going to be sloth for a podium here. He's just got a random feeling about it. He's down in a 13th position there, behind the world champion Gerdman, so he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get that. As Crazy Bill's got a 3-second penalty as well. Penalties are quite important at this race. And there is a penalty central around here as well. Clarkey, who is coming into the pits, and so Clarkey, the Haas driver, is having a superb start to this race then. It's in the pits there, and he's locking up then. I wonder if this is a strategy call change. I don't think it is. There's still too much standing water off the racing line. Look at those puddles there to the right hand side of V Robbie's car. Absolutely ridiculous out there. And it is a strategy call, you know, then. So yes, the Haas team have rolled the dice, and there's a lot of that's a big risk. So for the Haas team to be, they're in such a good spot at the moment. Carboy is very much doing a great job here in car 34. Then Blaze has got past. No, he does have younger, fresher, wet tires, and in these conditions, this could potentially this could potentially then really this could potentially help Blaze no end then in terms of the pace. He does have pace anyway. Taking a look to see what Clarkie's doing at the moment, and he's lost 2/10 a second on the opening sector alone, and he's lost 2/10 a second to Sully. I think the intermediate tires is too early at the moment there, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. And Blaze who is we're just going to leave Blaze for a minute, and he is very much on the charge. Clarkie's lost half a second to Milan. He's too early. I think that Clarkie has rolled the dice way too early for the intermediate tires, and that is a major blow for the Haas team. And V Robbie is now in 6th position at this moment in time. KD has asked when the championship stands out for Division 2. Of course, the championship standings have changed. Of course, the admins have changed the way that the championship standings come out now. Of course, it's going to be a day or two afterwards, so that any penalties that need to be applied retrospectively can be done without any rush at all then. So that is the major reason why. So the standings do come out a couple of days after the race, of course, and which will help with time penalties and any other shenanigans that happen, where the driver is deemed to be an instant fault or a crash. German's got past Crazy Bill and moved himself up into 12th, but up into 11th position now. And Sloth has moved himself into 12th, and his Crazy Bill has dropped down into 13th here. He's on the wet tyres, which he started the Grand Prix on. Clark has lost a second then on one lap between himself and Milan. The intermediate tyres is not the way to go yet, and I think that was a risk too far, unfortunately for Clarkie. It may clear up later on in this race, but Clarkie is going to be I think that was quite wishful thinking now, unfortunately for Clarkie. But remember, he is a two-time Grand Prix winner, and so he does know how to drive a car. Into the pits comes Robbie as well. Milan's got a 3-second penalty then, as he was on the front row of the grid. Troy's done with himself in 6th position there. V Robbie into the pits then. So of course the Haas team of Clarkie, who look at that then. Just as I say that, we've got Clarkie was going quite quickly then, and that's full wet tyres then for V Robbie then. So V Robbie is coming to the pits and decided to go for the same tyres, so the wet tyres here. Interesting stuff there. So both the Haas drivers are going a completely different way in terms of tyre selection then. So we're on board then with Clarkie, who still hasn't made up time then, has he? Hyperdrive saying now is intermediate tyres there, as I thought there was an issue on that McLaren there, so I heard a very funny engine note there. Murphy has got past Sully. Sully's in the pits as well for the intermediate tyres at the... Excuse me, the Haribo is coming back to bite me on my rear posterior. Yes, I think that Hyperdrive is right here, because look at the times. If you look between 13 and 14 position, that's our comparison at the moment now. And Julian's in the pits, and that's our comparison at the moment. Clark is now matching Milan then, as the weather is starting to clear up here in the Styrian Mountains on lap 15, and I wonder if we're going to have the whole shebang of seasons here. It can happen here in Spielberg. That's why we mentioned it in the beginning of the broadcast. That's why it's so lush and green around here. There is pit stops galore, and the Williams mechanics then coming into the pits. Intermediate tyres, and this could be a undercut of some sort then for Julian if he can come out of the pits now. And the Haas team are coming down the pits as well. V Robbie may be kicking himself here. Oh my goodness gracious me. Accelerating now as well is Julian, then look at that clear bill of track indeed then. So yes, it as George just said, it is an undercut then between himself and danger times here then. So Julian has got to pull his toe down here. Murphy in the pits as well. Milan in the pits, Sloth in the pits, German in the pits. My goodness me, Knowlesy is coming to the pits, and Sully has as well. It's a rain of pit stops then. Excuse the pun then. Actually, I do love a pun. And on the inside goes Blaze. They've just lapped Knowlesy, who's having a nightmare race, and he had an issue, didn't he, under the safety car, and unfortunately has now been lapped by his teammate as well. Troy is up into 6th position on a superb Grand Prix out there. Danger Times is staying out. Danger Times is staying out here. So is Epic as well, and Boxtel, and Scotty, who is actually coming to the pits now. So Scotty now into the pits. Irvine, what type of Haribo? Star Mix, fantastic, or something else? I think I got the original Haribo, to be honest. That's wet tyres for Scotty. I don't think that's right. And once again, then we spoke about how good Jeff can be, however, or lack of it. And once again, remember what happened last week there, where we had issues in the pits. And That is not good. Clarkey, and that is humongous incident there. Something's gone majorly wrong. And Clarkey is out of the Grand Prix because Cardboy was parked on the pit straight there. That is horrific incident there. And Cardboy, I think, came into the pits there. And I'm not sure if he's on the same bit of track or whatnot, but Clarkey's just gone into the back of him there. It's a safety car here. And just like what happened in Silverstone, we've got a desync again by the looks of things. And it seems though it's happening. Scotty out of the Grand Prix as well here, and what is going on in this race that is absolutely beyond me. He's gone off it, and Blaze got a drive-through penalty then for speeding on the safety car. He's going to be kicking himself on that then, and there's the safety car as well. It is absolute anarchy out there, goodness gracious me. And that is, and Yang saying that this game is not very good at all, is it? Yes, I don't, Clark is up and said, I feel so sorry for Clark because he was the first rider to come to the pit saying we was questioning whether the intermediate tyres was the right way to go. It was the right way to go. They may have been a lap or two earlier or 3 laps early, but it's still the right way to go. And that is such a shame then. As Data Tom's now coming out of the pits, he's just gone to the intermediate tyres. It's Troy's, that's soft tyres for Blaze, and it's going completely wrong here for Blaze tonight. And I think the mechanics here are on a mare tonight. We've seen wet tyres coming on for drivers that probably want intermediate tyres. Now we've got slick tyres on Blaze on a very saturated track out here. That is not the tyres he wants then, and that is such a shame. Now, I do agree with KD, that is such a shame then. Because that is absolute horrific stuff there from. I'm not sure what's happened to Cartboy. We cannot. I'm not sure if Cartboy. I highly doubt knows that he's caused an incident there, because he may have been on a completely different part of the track. Then we had the same issue in Silverstone, didn't we? Which curtailed that fantastic race there. Hopefully, it doesn't cause issues in this race. However, that looks to have been the case. It has completely ruined Scotty Clarkey's Grand Prix here tonight, and the driver who was on an absolutely incredible drive out there is now going to have nothing, and he is going to be absolutely furious with this indeed then, and I do not blame him whatsoever for all that then. Goodness gracious me then, as Jefferson said, Blaze 200 IQ. As Owen Sharper said, I want him to do well / better, Scotty. As Baguette saying, Owen, you seem surprised. Such a shame for Scotty, because Scotty is so quick, isn't he, on his day down. However, unfortunately, today was a day actually for that, and because my goodness me, he's flying up through the field like a hot knife through butter. I'm not sure if Blaze wanted these soft tyres then. Farf and Hyperdrive has both mentioned about Carboy needs to leave because of the desync issue. Then I'm not sure if Carboy's even got the stream on. I highly doubt he has. Then I doubt any driver will have the stream on with this Natter and Ginger talking. I'm wondering if Blaze actually feels it's going to dry out soon. Then goodness me, because he's staying on the soft tyres at the moment. Carboy has left the session now. Hopefully he'll get back in soon then, so he can keep up with his same position, because he is driving a supreme race. Carboy is then, of course, he has wiped out unknowingly Clarkey, so which is such a shame for Clarkey, such a shame for Carboy as well, because Carboy, who I've commentated on like 57 Grand Prix for Carboy, I would say that I don't think he's ever been involved in many shenanigans. I can never remember a really damning report he's been involved in. I don't think he's even had a qualifying ban or something like that. Going to get very interested either. However, anyway, going back to the sporting context, then whilst I have a little note, as I have a little moan about the state of Codemaster sometimes, then, but let's leave that for another day, shall we? Esports saying then that is why Danger and Epic didn't pit. They were going from wets to softs. Do you remember that was the case in the Monaco Grand Prix? And was it 2016 or something like that then? Lewis Hamilton did that, didn't he? Of course, he won that race that day, but I think that it wasn't because of that strategy call. It was because Red Bull's pit mechanics forgot to get tyres ready for Ricciardo. So I'm not sure what they was planning on putting him on that day. However, he needs some kind of tyres, because that's the contact patches to the floor. So of course he does need tyres to drive, doesn't he? But Hamilton did win that race that day, didn't he? So yes, indeed. But so the rain could stop quite quickly, and that seems to be the case here. We got Owen saying, "Do you have a race tonight, Baguette?" Then as Baguette said, "Nope." We've also got McLaren painted their Inter tyres red to fool us. Very interesting stuff. Got a bit of Sharpie on. I hope it's waterproof, because it's quite well there indeed. Let's just take stock. Tygo out of the Grand Prix, and then Clarkey and Scotty out of the Grand Prix as well, unfortunately. and Carboy, can he get back in? Because he's not got back in yet. Safety car is going to be out for a bit more time then. Good stuff indeed there. This safety car has really helped Knowlesy no end here, because he was a lap down, wasn't he, just a few moments ago, and that is why you do not quit in this game, because look at that, Knowlesy's back up to the back of the train here, back of the crocodile, and now he can have some points on the board. Can he get some points on the board for the Aston Martin team? He's a very shrewd operator, Knowlesy is. However, we heard in the podcast a couple of weeks or months ago about how much he dislikes Austria. Same with Murphy, I think. The reason why is because it seems, I think that the first two races we had around here back in the ALR days, both drivers were doing a very good job of leading first and second or something along those lines then, and unfortunately the rain curtailed it because the rain held off for so long. Then it deluged down, and unfortunately that was after Murphy and Knowlesy both pitted, and that cost Knowlesy his first Grand Prix win of his career. He's gone on to win 3 times now in his career, Knowlesy has there. However, it probably should be 4 or 5, because I think he did get it was twice, I think, in 2 seasons where he had a bit of a nightmare around here, unfortunately. Safety car in this up then as the Crocodiles coming to the pits end. The rain is eased up quite nicely indeed then. Slayer saying then McLaren pitted their wheels at Chrome when they're meant to be put on the Internet Explorer. I do like that joke indeed. I think Internet Explorer has finally been retired now, hasn't it? Because I think they're now officially Chromium Edge or something like that. Blaze must be on Inters or not to notice, Serge Mush was saying. We're now going to get going in at just a different job. Blaze needs to hang on for a couple laps for this to work now. What chance if something goes wrong again then, Katie is saying then. Season S6 is off season. Out of the final turn then, and Blaze is in the pits now. So, so I'm not sure. I think the Blaze should have come into the pits whilst the safety car is out then. I think he is coming for a drive-through penalty though, isn't he? I think he might be coming in for that drive-through penalty first then, Blaze is. And no, he's out! Blaze is out of Grand Prix, and no, and that's not a good, that's not good at all for Blaze, and I think that might have been frustration there coming to the top there, unfortunately. Chazza's at the inside here, a sloth, and oh goodness me, it's going to be nip and tuck up there at the top of the hill of 3. My word there. But it's all fine and dandy. Oh goodness me, someone has used a bit of profanity in the old comments at the moment. Crazy Bill is facing the wrong way at turn 2, unfortunately. And here comes V Robbie then in the Haas car. Unfortunately, his teammate was taken out very acrimoniously. I think Carboy, is he still in the race? No, he isn't. Oh, Carboy, can he get back in? This is heartbreaking for Carboy. And heartbreaking for us as well as spectators, as Blaze has left the session, and he is going to be first up and hopefully the lad there, oh goodness gracious me, he's going to have a change of underpants after that, because I think he might have been thinking as he was heading for the wall. Carboy's back in the session then, and he is down in 7th position at the moment, and he was 6th. He's dropped down a position. He's going to drop down another position here, Carboy is, but let's see how he gets on. Danger Time's now extended. See, Danger Time's, I don't think he's won a Grand Prix since the Grand Prix around Portugal. I apologise, around Portugal, which is about 6 races ago now, wasn't it? Goodness me, time flies when you're having fun here. So can Danger Tom said get back on the top step of the podium then? Hope you're saying that Carver was told to leave. Indeed, then hopefully he'll get back in the session and hopefully he'll get back in the car and sort himself out then. Of course, I think he must have done the old switch off and switch back on technique as well, because he was gone for quite a long period of time there. Crazy Bill in the pits as well, unfortunately. Of course, because it's such a short track out there, I think Crazy Bill now needs to get himself on it and sort himself out. Accelerating away. Now we've got Epic, who's now less than a 10th of a second back in second position. Box Towel in third once again. Division 2 championship leader shown his mettle in Division 1. We've got Julian in 4th position. He does have a 3-second penalty. Troy in 5th position. Gurman on driver his life pad. He's almost like he's driving a Peugeot 206. He's up into 6th at the moment. Sloth in 7th position. Chazza is in 8th. Sully in 9th. V Robbie in the points in 10th position. Carboy is being robbed of points here tonight then, but unfortunately he has cost Clarkey major points in of its own right then. He is down in 12th position now because Milan is back up into 11th, and Murphy in 13th with Knowlesy 14th, with Bill in 15th position as well. As we've got Danger Thompson now lost a bit of time here, hasn't he? So this is going to get very interesting indeed. And Dylan wants to know the penalty situation. I think everyone's got 3 seconds of penalty, don't they? They have indeed then. So Crazy Bill 3 seconds, Milan 3 seconds, V Robbie 3 seconds, Sloth 3 seconds, and Julian 3 seconds at this moment in time. We'll come back to the penalties towards the end of the Grand Prix. We're back on board. The man who's second in the Grand Prix at the moment. However, I'm going to switch my attentions to Sully, V Robbie, and Milan here in the 9th, 10th, and 11th, and lap 22 out of 36. Rain is getting very light indeed, and I think that we might be going on a slick tires for a very quick soft run then, which I think Danger Times may be unhappy about that, because that is going to bring the DRS back into play here. The DRS, of course, is disabled in wet weather conditions there because it is just deemed unsafe. Of course, and so I think that Danger Times may not be in too much danger territory with the DRS being disabled at this stage of proceedings. However, he is going to be much more nervous when that DRS does get activated eventually. Or if it gets activated eventually. Boxstars has dropped back in third position there, but once again he's looking strong for a podium at this moment in time then. Troy looking good in fifth position as well. There's some really good drives up and down the field tonight. Absolutely loving this tonight. And Cardboy has still not got control of his car at the moment, has he? That is such a shame now for Cardboy, isn't it? And Clarkey, I think, was on course for a top 10 finish. He hasn't scored any points just yet, Clark hasn't, but this was his strongest performance since return to the Division 1 Steen full time. He was absolutely in sublime form, Clarkey was. And unfortunately, a very interesting pit stop by Cartboy has ended that indeed. Then, of course, that wasn't Cartboy's fault then. I don't think Cartboy elected to teleport himself out onto the track then, because that would be quite interesting indeed. Then, goodness me, Doctor Who and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really a Doctor Who fan, so I don't know if that's relevant or not. But that was the first thing that came into mind then. There we go. Having said that, I do like David Tennant. He's a good man indeed, isn't he? So Danger Times will be 68.5 clear in the standards. If it stays as is, we'll look hard to lose that then. Yes, indeed. And Danger Times also got fast up as well. So indeed, so Danger Times then, as we've now passed the halfway stage of the World Championship, we've still got another 11 rounds to go in this championship. So anything can happen in Formula 1 racing, and it usually does, doesn't it? Milan's got another 3-second penalty. He's the first driver to get 6 seconds in this race, and that is going to be a shame. So make that 69, yes indeed, as he just got the fast up the race, and Danger Times has. So yes, 69.5 points in front then, going with 11 races to go. That is a mammoth task then for Blaze, for Epic, and for Sly Guy to really overcome that. Danger Times has really been in such sublime form this season, as he's been fantastic. Danger Times has, and of course he's a very good race driver, isn't he? Qualifying may sometimes be his V. Roberts got the second penalty of the race, so he is now on 6 seconds as well. Danger Times sometimes in qualifying may not go his way, but goodness me, such a good racecraft and racing driver as a whole, isn't he? And he is going for his fourth Grand Prix win of the season here tonight then, and that is a mammoth gap then to really whittle it down then. For the remainder of the season, and as we go on to France in a week's time, tomorrow night, of course, and oh gosh, I almost swallowed my tongue. Tomorrow night is the French Grand Prix, of course. There we go to the south of France in Le Castellet. Milan is off and he's in the wall, and he is still in the Grand Prix somehow. He must have hit it head on there, but Milan there, get on the power. He was pushing, we said he was pushing to try and get past V. Robbie, but that is a disaster for Milan, and what makes it worse is it stopped raining as well, which I feel this is not going to coincide with his dry tyre stop then, because he's too early at the moment. He needs to wait for the track to dry out. We have 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. The track is going to the track is going to dry out, and Milan, I think it's a little too early. But what were the half points for? We only did 9 laps in Silverstone a week ago, of course, and half points get awarded if you do not complete the 75% of the race distance. We only did 9 in Silverstone Division 1 because of the race absolutely messed up in Silverstone. It was worse than what happened today with Milan then, with Cartboy, unfortunately. Into the pits comes Boxtel, Julian and Troy as well. DRS has been enabled, that this is a crucial part of Grand Prix. Can Boxtel get his first second Grand Prix winning car starting for the Mercedes as he comes out of the pits now? And my goodness gracious me, that this could be cruel fate then for Danger Times and Epic then. Medium tires for Julian. His own drive's gone mediums then. Oh, it's gone on dry so far. Everyone is coming to the pits, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. Milan's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Milan has retired from the session now. He has left the session as well, and that is a shame indeed. Murphy has stayed out on the intermediate tyres, and he's the only driver that elected to stay out there, because I think it was going to be a late strategy call for everyone else then. So Murphy has elected to stay out here, and let's see how this one progresses. But I feel that that extra time, extra lap out there is not going to help out there. Yes, Katie is asking about Julian staying on the medium tire. So this sir's gone soft then. And now let's see how much time they have lost there. As Danger Times then, who is swooping into the pits now then. Of course, that was a very late call for the McLaren team, I think then. Hopefully we are then going to get frowned upon. Oh my goodness me, Epic is... I think Epic knows that this is going to be a crucial part of the race. So the McLaren mechanics then have to go to work then. They're going to have to be very much putting their skates on here. He's out of the pits now then. And now Epic in the pits as well. Then Williams mechanics going to work as well then. And he's out of the pits then. And there's and where is Boxtow? He is coming down the pit lane as well, coming down the straight as well. And look at this, it's an elongated pit exit, and Boxtow is going to take the lead in the Austrian Grand Prix. He has, no he hasn't, yes he has taken the lead here in the Austrian Grand Prix, but Danger Times is going for a safety then to go into turn 3 as well. He's going to go this way and that way, he's going up the inside, he's got a championship to lose, so has he. Danger Times has with his closest championship rivals then, who are out of the race, who have not participated tonight, and so he's got to think about the end game here. But there is now DRS for Danger Times. Boxtow's got the DRS, and Epic's having a look as well. This is an incredible battle for the lead here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Wow, incredible stuff indeed then. Accelerating away and accelerating away then as we go in to the mid section as well. Dan Murphy has dropped down into 11th position because of that late call. He's now 4 seconds behind Chaz at the moment. However, he may have an outside chance of points here. And we got Cardboy and Julian both on medium tyres then. Only drivers in the field that are on the medium tyres at the moment. As we go into turn number 10 as well. We've got problems there. As it's the Alpine car who's gone off the circuit. It's a Alpine car gone off the circuit, a slough, unfortunately then. Oh my goodness gracious me then, that was getting very interesting indeed then. Absolutely epic stuff indeed then. Owen Sharpie wants to know if I'm Eminem. Up the inside goes Danger Times, fantastic stuff indeed, and he is through and up into the lead of the Grand Prix once again then. I'd love to be Eminem then, because I need the best rapper in the world then. Oh, absolutely great stuff. I wish I was, but I'm not. But it would be so empty without me, wouldn't it? Bugs Tao is dropped down into second now. We have got Crazy Bill, the fast lap of the race. But as I'm wondering if Danger Times may be in a bit of trouble here because of that crossing the pit entry line here. Now we got Julian, who's on medium tyres here. What's happened to Epic here? Has Epic got damage in that Williams car? Because Julian's just got past, he's breezed past Epic, and Epic's just dropping down the order. Dear, oh dear, that is not looking good at all, is it there? Danger Times got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and yes, indeed. So that is cutting the pit entry line there as well, which I think was I'm not. Of course, it was Division 2, 3, and 4 was told about it, but I can't remember what Division 1 was. To be fair, because I paying attention? Probably not. I'm interested to know why Epic is so slow, but he's gone purple in the first sector, Epic has said, before accelerated away then. As Hyperdrive saying Epic let him pass, Troy said, Slayer saying, oi, Aston Martin now is up into a superb fifth position there. Good stuff indeed. Why is Julian so fast on medium tyres? Jan McLaren is saying then. I'm very interested in that as well, to be honest. Goodness me, he's fired up those tyres absolutely sweet, hasn't he? And look at this, he's now all over the back of Boxtel. The gap is up to 2 seconds then, as Boxtel is struggling for pace at this stage of proceedings then, isn't he? I don't think it's tyre related then. I'm sure it's more of Boxtel just trying to find his feet on the his feet on these dry conditions as well. So it was also put in Division 1 as well. So Farf did put it into Division 1 announcements there. So Danger Times could be in danger here. No pun intended. Well, actually was a pun intended. But that is not good at all then. Jordi has lost his pace apparently. KD has. And well, look at this. And now here comes Julian. He is potentially going to go for a second Grand Prix win of his career. And he's now up into second position there. Boxtow is dropped down into third. He is struggling, isn't he? And Troy is also involved in the action as well. Julian does have a 3-second penalty, of course, so on lap 30 out of 36. So if there is a 5-second penalty coming his way, then I think that Danger Times going to have to really put some qualifying laps on now, isn't he? If he wants to win this Grand Prix. Back on board now with Epic, who is in 4th position. He is just sitting back at the moment. He's in the DRS range. Well, now you see the flash of orange there, or shall I say the papaya orange McLaren. His Dangerous Times is really pushing on, isn't he? Julian, who's got past Boxtel, but he hasn't disappeared off into the distance just yet, has he? Out of the final turn, with 5 laps to go in this epic Austrian Grand Prix, absolutely supreme stuff indeed. There, we have had very much all seasons in the sun here, haven't we? We've had absolutely horrific weather conditions to start the Grand Prix off. We had an absolute monsoon, didn't we, between lap 5 and 10 before going back to the intermediate tyres. Now we're on dry tyres, and there's Danger Tom, who is not too far in front at the moment, is he? Boxtel has now found those tyres there, and has just got on with it as well. We have got V Robbie, who has got past Chazza, but V Robbie does have 9 seconds of penalties. That at the moment will get him out. Will not pull him in the points. Then Murphy is in the points, and Chazza also in the points as well. Gurman, who potentially could be driver of the day for me. He's been supreme, hasn't he? Going to take a look at some other drivers out there as well. Chaz has also been up the order. Troy is doing this absolutely sensational job as well. Goodness me, I'm not sure who to pick for driver of the day. Danger Time has been impressive, but that one mistake could cost him the Grand Prix win here. Troy is all over the back of Epic. I'm not sure if Epic's got damage or not, but he has lost pace now, hasn't he, in this final third of the Grand Prix. And Troy is going to have a lovely run. 9 to turn 1 potentially, but it will be into turn 3 out of Mazda. Then 14 cars remain out of the 20 that started. And Troy has now got a good run, and he's alongside. He is up into 4th position now. Troy is there, but look at this, and then Epic is not giving him up there. Troy is going to try and ring him out straight and gives him much more room than what Verstappen did to Leclerc in 2019. But Troy is absolutely slingshotted off of turn 3, and he's got the inside for 4, and he's passed. Oh, and Epic has just gone into the back there of Troy. But Troy is now in the 4th position and potentially on course then for 3rd position. Absolutely great stuff. Oh, magnificent stuff indeed there for Troy. He is driving a superb performance out there, isn't he, in Division 1? And once again, Troy's had a supreme season. He's in 5th in the championship at the moment, and he is really flying the flag so well for the Aston Martin. And he is now, looking at that, and there's Boxtel just in front of us. He's in DRS range at the moment. Gurman is a 2.5 back in 6th position there. Sully doing a great job in 7th as well. So good stuff indeed then. Love might just be able to get a point here. Oh, goodness me. I thought that I felt the back end sliding there. Driver of the day is out, and at the moment we got Troy, who's got 2 votes for driver of the day at the moment. Good stuff indeed there. Of course, the driver of the day, V Robert's got no penalty, unfortunately. That's 12 seconds. That is basically curtailed, I think, his chances of getting any points in this one. And there he is, and V Robert goes in. I think it's a curse for the Haas team at the moment, isn't it? Danger Tom's got driver day. Julian's also been voted for driver day as well. 2 for Troy, 1 for Julian, 1 for Danger Tom's as well. Julian's got another penalty here. That is cost him. I think that's going to cost him majorly now. That's going to take him down to at least 6th position in this race. So Julian's going to be kicking himself here, and hoping for 2 Grand Prix wins in a row then. And that is a major blow indeed then. Back on board, Troy, who is currently staring at a 3rd position. And on the podium as well, which would be his best result of the season, I would answer the guess. And he hasn't on the podium just yet. Troy has now. Just needs to hold on for 3 more laps then. I say hold on. He's dropped Epic quite quickly indeed, and he's going to be very happy in 4th position now. And going out of turn 1, Julian there, who of course on the medium tyres. I'm surprised he went on medium tyres. Cardboy, what a shame for Cardboy there. He had to leave the session there, didn't he? Because of some issues with the desync and all that kind of jazz. And because of that. Because I think that cost him points there. Boxtel's had a great run out of turn 3. He has passed the Williams car, moved up into 2nd position, and good stuff indeed. Then Bob's your uncle, and away he goes. So Boxtel hasn't got the pace then to get up to Danger Tom's. Danger Tom's got the gap at the 3 seconds. Then Troy now can he get past Julian as well. I think that Troy at the moment, no offense to Epic, but I think he's got damage. Epic has. He is very slow at the moment, and Troy is not going to have any concerns back at the back, is he? But I'm wondering if Troy might be maybe seeing if he can get 2nd position there, because he did have the pace over Boxtel for a couple of moments during that stage of the Grand Prix. But I think Boxtel's now he's got a bit of fresh air. He may be able to just start to pull away. But having said that, on lap 35 out of 36, Boxtel is under humongous pressure. Now look at German, he's found almost a second on the last lap alone there, or 2 laps alone there. German is flying there, and we got Epic has got major problems. V Robbie's got no penalty. That's up to 15 now for V Robbie, and that has ended his chance of points and has a chance for points as well. German is flying, and he's going to be over to 5th position. German, he could potentially be up to 4th then. German is then with this incredible performance. Good 17 for the champion. So lovely 17 then. Driver of the day is still at the moment. 3 votes for Troy, 1 for Geordie, 1 for Julian, and 1 for Danger Times as well. Then of course the driver of the day award will be of course finalised at the end of this Grand Prix. Now coming over the crest of the hill then in V Robbie and Chazza. And Chazza's on the outside there. That's fantastic stuff indeed there. Troy has got driver of the day then. I do not disagree with that whatsoever. He's been supreme. Chazza's got past. Lovely stuff indeed. And now we've got 1 more lap to go then. And now Danger Time said accelerating out of turn 1 then. Julian, who has gone very wide. And that's 9 seconds of penalty now for Julian. That is really curtailed his Grand Prix. And now we've got Boxtel moving himself back up into 2nd position. And he gets past. He's past him on in terms of the race time anyway. German there up the inside there, and German's gone deep, and Epic is back up, and German almost losing it on the exit of turn 2. And I think that German there just went in too deep there. We got 3 abreast, and Troy is going for 2nd here. He's got 2nd, and he's past his box down for Troy, who's now in a de facto 2nd here in the Austrian Grand Prix. And Julian, of course, has got 9 seconds of penalties, hasn't he there? What an incredible end there to the Grand Prix. Slayer says predicted Troy double overtaking coming. Well, he's technically done that, hasn't he? Because he's got past Boxtel, and I don't know who to look at because Danger Time's coming into the final turn now to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Crazy Billy's got a fast over the race, and this is the last quarter. Danger Times wins the 4th Grand Prix of the season. Fantastic stuff for Danger Times there, and Troy, who I think Troy is 2nd there, and Boxtel in 3rd position there, because according to the interval, Troy finished 2.7 seconds. I'm going to take a look at that in a minute. My goodness me. And it is Danger Times wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Of course, we'll make that official later on then, because he may be under investigation, but we'll take a look at that later on then. What an incredible end to the Grand Prix that was. Danger Times' 4th Grand Prix win of the season there with Boxtel. I'm not sure if he's 2nd or Troy is 2nd then, but we'll keep it on that. 4th position is Epic then, with German in 5th position. Great drive for German now. The Danger Times is going to be overjoyed with that then, and that's McLaren's 7th Grand Prix win of the season. 7th Grand Prix win in 12 rounds is pretty sublime, isn't it? Goodness me. Not as good as the 1988 McLaren domination there, but getting very close indeed then. And what an incredible end to that Grand Prix it was then. So we've got a couple of comments saying that Troy would have won if he got a 3-second penalty in the last corner there. German's got the driver of the day according to that graphic there. So but of course I'm not going to take that with a pinch of salt at the moment, because I'm not sure if Farf is confirmed or not about the penalty situation. Right then is the bubbly is being sprayed then, but yes, so Geordie finished 2nd in the end then, because Troy got a 3-second penalty at the end, and so that is 3rd position, an incredible end there, and Troy is going to be absolutely devastated with that then. Potentially, if that is a Grand Prix win as well, of course, it's going to go to the steward room, I think, then, for crossing the white line on a pit entry there. But let's take a final look at the classification then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed. Danger Times then won the Grand Prix, his 4th Grand Prix win of the season with Boxtel finishing 2nd today. 3rd position Troy then potentially would have got 2nd there, but a 3-second penalty there. Epic in 4th position there. German in 5th there, from 16th on the grid to 5th. Sublime. Sully in 6th position. Julian is 7th. Chaz at 8th. Murphy in 9th position, and Knowles in 10th position there. 11th position is Sloth outside the points. V Robbie got 18 seconds in the end in 12th there. Court Boy, what a shame there. He was doing so well, but major sinking she's cost him. Crazy Bill fast out then. Retirements was Milan, Blaze, Scotty, Clarkey, and Engine Tygo all retired then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Oh my goodness gracious me. Absolutely fantastic 70 then, of course, fastest lap for Crazy Bill. I absolutely enjoyed that. That was that was a really good race indeed. I think Troy has actually joined me in the gantry. Goodness gracious me. Troy, what an incredible performance there. You got driver of the day as well. But a podium as well, your first podium of the season, and you were sublime. And you potentially would have got 2nd there if it wasn't for that 3-second penalty at the end there.
Yeah, finally good to be back. I'm a bit gutted about that pen, but yeah, at that point I was just happy with the with the podium. So yeah, I'm still happy, man.
Goodness me, you had an incredible battle with yourself, Boxtal, in I think it was Julian in the end as well, into turn at four, up at just going to the downhill at turn four. It was getting very close there as well. Did you was you closing your eyes as you broke into turn four?
I don't know, man. I was just planning to like harvest DRS into that corner because I saw them two guys fighting like crazy ahead of me. So I was like, let's just go for it at the last opportunity and send it, I guess. And yeah, I made it work, and then I just bottled the last corner. But it was good.
Most of the race there, most of the race we had all kinds of seasons. We had wet, we had intermediates, we had dry as well. Talk us about the start and those safety car restarts and in the absolutely appalling wet weather conditions. And how difficult was it out there?
It was hard, man. There was some points I could really see the cars on track, man. Like I was just going after the names or gamer tags. But yeah, it was a bit difficult. I think it was Blaze. I think he had damage or something at the start, and then he was kind of slowing the rest of the train down, so it got a bit chaotic ahead of me, and I just took opportunity to get some positions there, and then I just kind of tried to stay out of trouble.
And you certainly did that then, of course. And then did you, with the cars up in front, did you think that, with those penalties coming on then, was you ever thinking about just sitting back and then just watching them go for it? Or was it just because you was in the right place at the right time?
I was planning to when Epic was in the battle as well, then I was actually planning to make a move on either him or Boxtel. I didn't even care as long as I had that podium place. But then as soon as I got Epic and he dropped out of the DRS, sorry, I just decided to stay behind for a while and just wait for the opportunity to come to me instead.
And goodness me, this season you've been absolutely fantastic. I think there's only been 3 races where you've not scored at all. And you've only had 1 DNF as well. You've really elevated your game this season, and you're really enjoying yourself by the sounds of things as well, being 5th in the title, having a strong season. How would you feel as your half-term report then going as we go into the second half of the World Championship?
I don't know. It's mixed feelings about it, to be honest. I wasn't looking at the points and the standings, I'm very happy with 5th, and if I get to keep that towards the end of the season, I'd be happy as well. But then as well, I feel like there have been performances where I could have improved or done better. So I feel like I could have been even higher in points, probably not with the guys ahead of me fighting in the standings, but I could have done better in a couple of races as well.
Really well done, St. Troy. Fantastic stuff indeed, and congratulations on your first podium of the season. Many good stuff indeed. Then let's come to I think Boxtown today, and there's a pending investigation on Danger Times about dangerous entry into the pit lane. So potentially you could be on your second Grand Prix win. However, another podium today for yourself there, and towards the end of that race there, it's getting very tense between yourself and Troy. There, goodness me, talk us about that.
Yeah, it was an intense battle. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really had no straight line speed. I don't know what the setups they use, but I had 10, 11 wings, so my straight line speed wasn't there. But yeah, I enjoyed the battles just to not get a penalty, and I got on the podium, and yeah, another good result for me in Division 1.
A fantastic result. In 5 starts, you've had 3 podiums. So goodness gracious me. And of course in Azerbaijan didn't go too well for you. But another second today. Really elevating your status in Division 1, and of course in Division 2 at the moment you're leading the standings. But in Division 1 you're very much mixing up with the big guns as well. What is the? Do you have a different mindset coming into Division 1, knowing at the moment then that your real championship battle for this season is Division 2, or do you just take both races as they come?
Yeah, in Division 1 I just go in the race because I have no pressure. It's just for me to enjoy the races in Division 1 and try to get the best results I can. And yeah, in Division 2 I have a bit of pressure on me because I'm leading the championship, and the Division 2 season is not going too well at the moment. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying Division One, and the results in Division One are much better because, yeah, I don't know how, but it's just going really smooth at the moment.
Really good stuff indeed. And of course, serious question, we're asking who's cutting onions. Goodness me. Cool. I'm not an onion man, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your type of onions. And then, of course, talking about the weather, I say, I said to Troy, but we've had like all 3-4 seasons tonight. Goodness me. The rain was absolutely bucketing it down between 5 and 10. How difficult is it to keep it on track, even under the safety car? I must say, it was that restart as well on the second restart was absolutely incredible. We had incidents galore. Did you see any of those incidents?
No, I didn't see any of those incidents because you just can't see anything with the rain because there's so much spray. You just need to try to keep it on the black stuff and follow the other cars and just try to keep it on track. It was really difficult.
And how difficult was the safety car restart as well, in that appalling conditions today?
It's pretty tricky because you need to be really careful on the power because when you just go early on the power, you just have a lot of wheel spin and you have you can spin really fast because it's just crazy when the rain is under a safety car. So you just need to be really careful and keep it in higher gears and just go for the result.
And it's exactly what you did as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. From all 3 podium sitters as well. Magnificent. Right, that's going to be it tonight for, where were we? We're in Spielberg, wasn't we, for the Austrian Grand Prix. We're back tomorrow night for round number, I think we're in 13. Good gosh, there, it's absolutely flying this season. We will be in the French Grand Prix, the south of France then, for Paul Ricard then, and the French Grand Prix. Hopefully we won't have as much rain as we've had over the last couple of races. Goodness gracious me. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow night for Division 7 action. But from here, from Spielberg, from Austria, we've had a great week. We've had a great week in Hyperdrive, but we'll see you in France tomorrow night. Goodbye.